Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief APGAINS here, and we have a full farming guide. It's going to be split up into 10 phases. So if you find a point which you want to skip to, I will try to timestamp all 10 phases in the description. But it's going to be a 0 GP just starting the game to a 3 million GP. I think that 3 million GP mark indicates the end of the mid game and your ascension into the late game. So this is going to be a full start, early, and mid-game guide for you guys. We're going to talk about all the characters you need to farm, the order in which you should farm them, and why I think this is the correct order. Let's hop into it really quickly. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of April. So if you like this guide and you like the content in general, consider subscribing. If subscribing is not your thing, don't worry about it. I love you guys, and let's get into the video. All right, so right off the bat, we have Phase 1. Now, Phase 1 consists of your just starting to your level 30. Now, this is a big point of contention in the community at the moment, and I've voiced my opinion on this in multiple videos. Still have yet to find someone who can dissuade me from this strategy, but from level 0 to level 30, pick a starting team. Most people pick Phoenix or Separatists. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to use these teams all that frequently, but it's just something to like get up to top a couple thousand in Squad Arena, get through a couple of battles in Galactic War. If you guys have been following the free-to-play journey of my girlfriend, Nikki Biggs, she followed the Separatist route for your level 0 to 30, had no problem full clearing Galactic War all the time. Phoenix is also an acceptable route. So that is going to be Phase 1. It's going to be that 0 to 30, and then once we get after level 30, we're going to start progressing into useful characters that are going to actually impact us long-term. So let's hop into Phase 2. Phase 2 is going to be, we're going to start farming Farm Boy Luke and Old Ben in that cantina. Lots of people recommend farming Phoenix or getting those Geonosians, depending on if you go Phoenix or Separatist for the early game. I say just get these characters right out of the way. It's worked well. I've actually seen it work firsthand. Nicole just actually hit level 85, and all of the flack I've been getting for these terrible methods and how terrible my guides are, it paid off. It worked spectacularly. She has probably the best free-to-play level 85 account I've ever seen. So we've done the trials. It works. Just trust me on this one. Get your Farm Boy Luke, get your Old Ben, get him up to 7 stars in that cantina. Get that Ahsoka up. She's a pretty quick farm. You can grab her fairly easily. Get Boba Fett and Grand Moff Tarkin up. They're going to be useful later down the line. We're just going to get them out of the way because at this point in the game, there's not a lot that you can really farm because you haven't opened up a lot of nodes in the hard node section of Light Side or Dark Side or Cantina to farm more end game characters. So these are the characters you're going to want to pick up in Phase 2. Now, if we hop into Phase 3, this is where we start to progress towards that early viability in all of the arenas that we need to do, as well as setting us up for basically autoing Galactic War, because I know that's a pain in the butt, kind of point-click auto Galactic War. It makes the game simpler, but also progresses you very, very efficiently into that mid-game area. We're going to farm up Bastila Shan, Anakin, and Jolie Bindo. These guys are going to be core along with Ahsoka and Old Ben or whichever other Jedi you happen to have. If you're following this guide, it's going to be Old Ben. They're going to make up your Squad Arena team as well as the team you auto through your Galactic War with. The protection up on Bastila Shan's leadership is fantastic, 200% protection up at the beginning of the round. This is even going to be a very, very powerful team in the early games of Grand Arena as you guys progress towards that. So if you're keeping Grand Arena or Conquest or the events or anything in mind while you're watching this farming guide, definitely a team you should grab. Dengar and Zam Wessel. As you can see on the account I use, I don't have Zam because I progressed. I just didn't bother using Zam, but Nicole did, and it's worked really well for her. And I'll explain why. You guys can farm those in the guild token, not the like guild events where you farm all of your your gas and all that stuff. But you can farm them pretty easily in the guild events. So if you can find a way to get into not a starter guild, do not be in a starter guild. You can get them fairly easily. Just pick them up whenever they are. You're going to need those for later. They're going to help us get our Chewbacca, especially with that Bosk leadership. They apply a ton of debuffs, which gives us great protection back, as well as the bombs are very helpful. So these are pretty important characters in terms of this guide. Lots of people overlook them. Obviously, Mando and Greef are better characters. So if you're watching this video in at this point, 6 to 8 months from now, when those characters are accelerated rate characters, I would recommend getting those characters instead. But at the current moment, these characters are a lot faster to get because you get 10 shards every purchase in the store, as opposed to 1 to 2 shards a day of Greef and Mando in the hard nodes. Then we're going to wrap up the rebels we need for Phase 3. We have Stormtrooper Han and Princess Leia. You can farm them in the Squad Arena shop, as well as Zeb in the Galactic War shop. He's going to be our 5th rebel when we go for Palpatine. As you guys know, I didn't do anything else with the Phoenix. We basically just got to get him to 7 stars because the event is not that challenging with the rebels we use. We use Han Solo, we use Old Ben, Farm Boy, Princess Leia, and Zeb just to have the requirement to enter it. We're going to have our 7-star Palpatine, no problem, so don't really worry about that too much. We just got to get him up to 7 stars so that we can enter the event. As well as the 4 other Geos that you're going to need for eventually Geonosian Brood Alpha lead. You might as well just farm them up. Their ships are very useful in the early game for climbing once you reach that level 60 mark. Phase 3 is about when you hit level 60, so these characters are going to be important to have for fleets, as well as you just kind of want to have them. And at this point, we haven't opened up a lot of important characters, so it's easy to farm them in the shipments, as well as you can get like Soldier and Cantina after you've gotten your Farm Boy and your Old Ben. So this is Phase 3. Phase 4 is going to be a mishmash of characters. This is about when we're about to approach level 85. Phase 5 is actually what we should have in level 85, I believe, unless I messed that up. Yes. So Phase 5 is going to be what we have the moment we hit level 85. Phase 4 is progressing into that level 85 area. So we pick up Jango. Jango is going to be super important once we hit level 85 because Jango basically just solos through the Padme event. So we're going to have Padme unlocked the second we hit level 85. I actually forgot to throw him in here. Actually, well, no, he's at the beginning, I guess. Phase 1 in the Separatist team, Newt Gunray. Newt Gunray lead at gear 8 is super important. Sorry about that. He's super important. Just get him to gear 8. His leadership is good, and the Omega that allows the extortion to spread is very vital in terms of getting to that Padme event. You don't need to stick a lot of gear or resources into him. Just get him serviceable. Jango will carry you through the event. I have a guide. I think it's still my most viewed video. So yeah, easy way to get Padme unlocked 5, 6, and 7 stars. Just get that Jango up. So we'll have Emperor Palpatine at this point, as well as with Emperor Palpatine, Snow Trooper, TIE Pilot rather, and the Tarkin from earlier, along with Darth Vader. You'll have at this point just from challenges, achievements, and stuff like that. He'll occasionally pop up in the fleet store. You'll grab him there. You'll have him at 7 stars. All of these guys will help you get your R2-D2 up at 7 stars, as well as when you hit level 84, you can start to get Geonosian Brood Alpha. As you see, I still have a low Geonosian Brood Alpha. I don't worry too much about that, to be honest. I kind of just left him there at 4 stars. Eventually got him up to 5 stars, but didn't bother getting him to 6 and 7 stars. So Phase 5, this is what you will have. Obviously not at these gear levels and relics, because this is my account, as not yours or not my girlfriend's free-to-play account. So this is actually her characters that she has at level 85. She just hit level 85 2 days ago. These are just the characters she has, so this isn't speculation. This is literally her roster. She has a Basilisk Shan lead. She has a 7-star Yoda. She has a Jolie Bindo. She might Zeta that Jolie Bindo soon. She has her Padme unlocked. She has her up at level 80. She's gearing up right now. She has her Anakin. She has her Ahsoka. She has her Merciless Massacre, Zeta, Darth Vader at gear 12, along with a average, I think, gear 8. I don't remember. I don't look at her count very often, but I think it's a gear 8 or gear 9 Emperor Palpatine, so her Empire team is looking solid. She just unlocked a Bosk right away you only need 25 shards, and with accelerated rate, you can get him pretty quickly if you do a refresh every day. So she just got Bosked, and then this is the Bounty Hunter team she has. She has her Boba, she has her Jango, pretty strong. Her Dengar and her Zam are decent as well. They allow debuffs. She will be applying that Zeta to Bosk, allowing them to have a ton of recovery, being basically invincible in Grand Arena. So that's going to be either an impossible mismatch for her opponents on defense or an easy way to get a ton of banners on offense. She has her CLS as well as her Han Solo at 5 stars. She doesn't quite yet have Chewbacca because her Bosk is not at 5 stars, nor does he have the Zeta yet, but her Chewbacca will be coming pretty soon. She has her full Geonosian team, as well as while you're progressing through around Phase 5, you get from level 80 to level 85 very slowly. You have some extra resources. You can farm a Passion team. Hers was Darth Revan. Some people's are Jedi Knight Revan. Jedi Knight Revan you get much quicker because his farms are easier. You can get them sooner. You already have those characters for the Jedi team, like these two. The Cantina's right here, and I think appears. I can't remember right off the top of my head, but you can get these characters much faster than you can get the Darth Revan characters. She has all of her Darth Revan characters at 7 stars, I think, except for Karth, who she's got at 5 stars. She'll be up soon. So pick a Revan, and start farming them, and then we can progress forward. Once you get that Revan, you can also start passively farming that other Revan. That's going to be important later. The Revans are fantastic characters. On my account, I went Jedi Knight Revan, then Darth Revan. She's going Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan. Darth Revan is obviously a better team than Jedi Knight Revan, but Jedi Knight Revan is just quicker, so you're going to have to make that decision for yourself. There's a little bit of variance there in terms of the 10-phase system. At this point, phase 6, you should have your Traya, you should have your GK, because you've been playing the game long enough, you've gotten them passively through the raids in your guild, as well as you should have your Chewbacca. Into phase 7 we go, and we're going to start working towards our C-3PO at this point. You should have been passively just getting a bunch of Ewok shards. They hand them out like wildfire. Especially in the guild event store, you can get 3 of them at 7 stars basically by level 60, so that's not a big deal. This is the Ewok. This is the exact Ewok team I used to unlock. You can go lower, but as I explained in my pretty popular C-3PO unlock guide at 7 stars, gearing them up and giving the extra Zeta to Logray is just to save you headaches, because you can do the event, but it is super annoying. So if you overgear slightly, it takes you like 5 battles as opposed to 500. You know, I find that quality of life in having a slightly higher gear is actually very useful. Phase 8. Phase 8, this is the teams that you should have at this point. As you can see, some of the characters we need to start farming, but some of the characters we're already going to have. We already should have a pretty strong Padme team at this point. We'll have a strong Jedi Knight Revan team, a strong Darth Revan team, as well as our full CLS team plus C-3PO. This is we're going to start to gear up a little bit, because as we progress, once every couple months we're going to face a gas, and this counters gas, so this is a fantastic team. We start to farm up our Scion and Nihilus in the phase 8 stage so that we can have a nice triumvirate team to face those Geonosians on defense. In my account, I actually got them unlocked earlier, much earlier than this, because Geonosians were a big problem before Darth Vader got his rework. Now that Darth Vader's up there, this isn't such a big importance for you guys, so you can wait a little bit for this. But they are useful because sometimes you need Darth Vader to go against another more powerful team instead of being able to use them against Geonosians. So having that versatility in Grand Arena, especially at the 2 million to 2.5 million GP range, is incredibly, incredibly important. You should have a stronger bounty hunter team at this point. You might have a 4, 5, or 6, maybe even a 7-star Mando and Greef Karga. They are not accelerated rate at the time of recording this video, but if they are in the future, you'll have these guys a lot sooner. Their Zetas are all fantastic, so don't worry about picking those up. You have your Geonosian team. And then you can passively farm your clone troopers in all of the shipments and stuff, get them those 7 stars pretty quickly. And in terms of fleet farms, you can get that Shock T, and that Shock T is going to be important into Phase 9 and Phase 10. So at this point, Phase 9, we should grab Malak. Now, Phase 9, we should start to relic out the rest of our teams, make sure our roster is nice and strong. We farmed up so many teams. We're so diverse. We're so powerful in all game modes, especially dominating in Grand Arena. But now we're going to start relicking up our characters. Relicking up our Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan teams allows us to get our Malak unlocked, as well as we're going to have to start farming up for gas in Phase 9. So gas is the Malak and gas phase. Phase 9 is the Malak and gas phase. We unlock Malak and we farm up towards gas. Phase 9 ends when you unlock both of them. Preferably if you unlock Malak first, which you might, which you will, you should have them at 7 stars, basically around the time you unlock gas, and then you start to get gas up to 7 stars. Then relic him and get that nice gas team. And Phase 10 is when you hit 3 million galactic power, which is where I am right now on the account I use to record videos. There will be updates in the future, but 3 million GP where I am, you have everything. I forgot to leave it out, but I even have BAM. So 3 million GP, I have my Malaks, my gas, I have all of the teams that I could possibly want, except we obviously exclude Jedi Training Rey because she sucks. But I threw my level 69, 6,969 cup in here as a placeholder. You can farm your Galactic Legends at this point. This is when you should start to farm a Galactic Legend. I'm not going to. I'm just going to continue to gear up and relic up my teams because I don't like any of the Galactic Legends. I think they're all lame characters. Not a huge fan of them in the movies. Sith Eternal Emperor is okay, but he's not that useful. I'm waiting for our Galactic Legend Maul and our Galactic Legend Kenobi. If you guys saw my April Fool's video, those are the Galactic Legends I want. I would happily start to farm them if they came to the game. I doubt CG is going to be that nice. Maybe you're going to start farming up your Bad Batch. Those characters just got announced. Yeah, at this point, you kind of get a Galactic Legend and then get another one and another one and another one. And the endless Galactic Legend grind starts, and it's kind of like, you know, I have some friends who are bodybuilders, and they get body dysmorphia, which basically means they never think they look good enough, even though they all look fantastic. Galactic Legends are kind of like roster dysmorphia. You're never going to have, once you have all the Galactic Legends, there's going to be more, and at that point, it's just a never-ending goose hunt for Galactic Legends. You're never going to be caught up to your opponents. It's just going to be, you know, a never-ending grind, and that's Galaxy of Heroes for you. It's a never-ending grind, but at least it is fun. Thank you guys for watching. Something that makes the game more fun for me, because it can be repetitive, is hanging out over on my Discord channel. Link is in the description as always. We have around 1,200 members at this point. It's easily the most active Discord in all of Galaxy of Heroes, including all of the other SWGOH YouTubers. So if you want to hang out, talk Galaxy of Heroes, maybe you're a new player who wants information, maybe you're a mid-game player who wants to try get into a better guild. We have lots of guild recruiting going on there. Or maybe you're an end-game player who just wants to joke around, have some good times. That's definitely the place for you. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like the video, maybe subscribe, maybe like. You don't really need to do any of that stuff, but I love you guys, and I'll see you later.